Hello and welcome to another episode with Matthew. Who we have coming on the channel today is Lieutenant Ricardo Kincaid. He's from
Grenada.
Grenada. A lot of people I pronounce it so different. Mississippi. He's been a civilian law enforcement for 14 years, military 172, security forces for 22 years, Mississippi Air National Guard, the one, the only, Lieutenant Ricardo Kincaid. How you doing?
Doing good. How you doing, Matthew?
I'm doing well.
That's good.
How was the day before I came up here, decided to interview you?
Oh, it's pretty good. I was looking forward to this interview today. I think it's something good. Let people see the other side of not only our career field, but get to know officers on a one-on-one basis and just get to know them a little bit better.
Okay, we're gonna kick this off. What are the biggest challenges you face in your role as an officer?
Well, in this position that I'm in, as a lieutenant of mobile patrol, I deal with fleet. I deal with not only just regular road patrol officers at the day-to-day, fleet services that we have, maintaining our fleet. So our cars and officers and have cars to be in. Also, commander over the SWAT team for Byram. We're attached to the Metro Unit, which is basically Hinds County Sheriff Department, Clinton, in that role. It's some of the challenges that you face with. You're dealing with not just one person, but you're dealing with multiple people, and just you deal with different personalities. And then sometimes you have issues that come up that you have to deal with, and knowing how to deal with it. I think that's sometimes the most challenging part of the job per se. But other than that, it's not a big issue.
Have y'all ever responded with Rankin County? Because I work for the Byram Fire Department. I know I seen a vehicle out here that says Rankin County on the side. Do y'all kind of go?
Well, we haven't responded with Rankin County. We've assisted, and they have assisted us, or maybe on a pursuit. We had a
Oh, that's
pursuit.
what part was.
Yeah, we had a pursuit last year that originated in the city. A subject that was wanted out of Rankin County, and we wound up going into Rankin County and assisted. They assisted with us with that pursuit of that subject. So, and sometimes we do have maybe Rankin County would come in our vehicle pursuit into our city. We assist them with helping them, or even if it's the execution of a warrant. Sometimes they come in the city and we assist with them, or if we need a warrant service in their city, they assist us.
Because that particular day, y'all, yeah, it was a lot of y'all out there. They had
Yes.
drones and everything in the woods. I was like,
Yes.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the most rewarding aspect of the job, of your job?
The most rewarding aspect of the job is that being able to know that my officers can go home safe at night once they complete a shift. That's the most rewarding, most important thing with this job, is that everybody they do their job 12 hours, 13 hours, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, as long as they go home back to their families, that's the most rewarding part of this job.
And do y'all have like family events? Because I know fire departments, probably different professions, have certain family events for family and friends. Do y'all also do the same?
Well, we encourage a lot of our family if we do have something. I know when we had Blue Dollars or something, it was really a lot of the family invited our family to come out to not only just participate but to help out. We had our toy drive this for Christmas, and we invited a lot of our families to come and help. Invite them to partake in our festivities. So yeah, we keep it family oriented.
I'll classify that as rewarding too. That families would like to see that, because working a 12-hour shift or a 24-hour shift is kind of, you're away from your family, and they always concerned to worry about you, that you might be out there. Never know, you probably be on a case that, dealing with a lot of shooting. And they want you to come home and say, they probably see you on the news like, oh, I hope you out there safe,
Exactly.
How does your department addresses mental health concerns among the officers?
Well, we've actually we've encouraged officers. We have resources out there. We have resources set up with MEA to actually have anytime there's a traumatic event. We have officers who are part of the LEAPS program. And that helps out as a avenue for mental health, dealing with traumatic incidents and things of that nature. So we have several people in the department that are LEAPS officers that actually can help each other out when it comes to mental health, dealing with officers or any employee here at the police department.
And their mental health problems lately that they I might say that they overcome and came back to the department ready to work.
Yes. Yeah, that's the
Okay.
thing. Yeah, we make sure they're good. And I always ask my officers, "Are you good?" You know, I always tell them, "say, look, if there's anything bothering you, I don't mind you taking a day off to get yourself together,
Mm.
because there's life challenges with this job. Yeah, stressors at home, stressors on the job, things that you deal with every day, and sometimes you need that mental health break. I mean, I'm not afraid to tell anybody that I take a mental health break because I know I know if things become a little bit too much, I'm gonna take a day off, and there's nothing wrong with that. Because my main thing is I need you healthy mentally, physically, and spiritually. That's the most important thing.
Mm.
Um, the job will be there, but I need
Always.
you. Your family needs you. You're more of an asset than anything.
Speaking of the family, do you? I know we. How do I put this? When you go out in the community,
Mhm.
you build that trust within the community. How often do y'all do PRs, or if y'all just go out just want to be with the community, just to build that bond with the community, to know that you on their side?
Yeah, quite a bit. We've had officers that actually stop and play basketball with some of the kids out there, or stop and talk to them. Some of my officers were school resource officers, so that helped build the bond with mainly with a lot of our juveniles and a lot of kids out here, because we know their parents and we know them from school. So that helps build that bond that we look forward to. We'd rather deal with them out in the streets and where everybody's doing good. You know, we don't want to deal with them when we get to sit up there to get in trouble. And like I said, our program was one of the biggest things that helped bridge that gap with the kids, with the community. And we wanted to invite just not only the officers, but to get the community as a whole involved even more. So those are things that we could continue to do. It may not be on the level of a Blue Dog, but it may be something on a smaller scale. It may be a 5K. It may be even the swinging bridge is a good opportunity. We get out there and we get out and talk to the kids, talk to the community in general, get to know them, and we want them to know us on a personal level.
Now I do see kids as they grow up, they come back and always remember that to go back and don't burn bridges. They go back
Hmm.
and talk to the people who actually made a difference in their life,
Right.
like an officer, a firefighter. You know, you have a family member, a friend who made a difference in your life. You go back and sit down and talk to them. Have y'all
Hmm.
had any of those come to the police department?
I have a couple times. Mainly when I was a school resource officer at Byram Middle School, I've had students, former students who have came back, and actually I've talked to them. They're either in school, in college somewhere, have graduated college, and they've actually had a career either in law enforcement or like one in particular, he's in the military also. And
Mm.
so in my guard unit, there are two former students from Byram Middle School that are actually in my guard unit and security force is what I do. So it's rewarding. It's good to see that because you try to instill something ahead of time with the interaction that you have. And then on top of that, you want them to see the other side of what life can be. If you put your mind to it, put your heart into it, and stay focused, because it's always a good thing to see that. You know, and we've had several that come back with, "Hey, I want to be a police officer," and then all of a sudden you look up, they are police officers now. May not be at this agency, maybe another agency, but they fulfill their dream because it feels good that you put them in that path to show them this what you can do. So I think that's another rewarding thing too, dealing with the community.
So that's rewarding for the community. But
Hmm.
within the department, how do you handle stress? How do you manage stress?
How do I manage stress?
Because I know this can be a stressful
I
job
tell
dealing
you,
with people daily and have to bring that home mentally.
there's several things I like to do. One, I like to cook. That's one thing, my stress relievers. And then also I like to fish. So if I take a day off to get away from everything, I'm probably gonna be at the lake fishing.
What you caught?
Okay.
What you caught recently?
Recently, I haven't caught anything. It's been so cold. But normally, when it's warm, I'm catching brim, catfish, bass, white perch. So once I get out there, it's like it's an addiction. I can't stop. And if I catch one, I'm gonna try to catch another. I'm gonna try to catch another. I got a couple fishing holes around here in the area, so I know my honey hole. When it gets warm, I'm definitely gonna hit it up. But that's my stress relief. And traveling. My wife and I go places. We travel either outside the state or somewhere else outside the metro area just to get away. Because like I said, this is you have stressful times, and that's one of my things. And then I also go walking. I get out there and I go walking. So
That's a big one right there.
yeah. That's been a definite help on my mental health.
You can't do anything. You definitely can walk now. You have legs
Exactly.
and they functioning. You can go out there and walk.
That's it.
How do you balance your personal life with the demands of being a police officer?
Well, I have to realize that in the position I'm in, I'm always on duty.
Mm.
It could be something happen where I'm off duty, as far as like an officer needs help with something, or we may have an incident or something that I have to respond. But at the same time, I manage it basically once I'm done with work.
Mm.
I'm done with work. I To me, I have to cut it off. I know it's 8 to 5. I'm done and focus on my family and focus on things for me. Like I said before, the job is going to be there. So
Of course.
I've gotten better at it over the years. Of course, when I first got in, it was all about my career. But now since I've been married now for 5 years, I have stepkids and kids, and so it's more about them, not about me. So I have to that work life balance. You just have to figure it out and know how much to give at each one. To me, I mean, it's like basically 50-50.
So, what would be your advice to upcoming officers that's out there, not just in Byram, Mississippi, but in other cities,
Mhm.
in order to balance their work life? Because over time, you get the experience, you know how to balance your work life. But people who come onto the force, they see certain things and they kind of mess with their mental. How would you? What advice would you give them, or things they can use?
One, um, develop a healthy hobby. I think whether it's music, whether it's traveling, physical fitness, fishing, hunting, or going to the range, things of that nature. Just figure out something to give you that balance for your mental health, and understand that when you at work, you focus on your job, but once you're off, relax and decompress. And taking something far as like a hobby and utilizing that on your time off and get plenty of rest, it actually prepares you for each day that you come to work.
Okay, it's advanced technology going around here, and I
Hmm.
asked, definitely asked the police chief yesterday of Jackson,
Hmm.
and it's a few things they have come into effect. What are what role do you think technology can play in modern policing?
It right now, with the advancement of all the technology that's coming out for us in law enforcement. When I first started 14 years ago, body cameras had started
Mm.
popping up, dash cameras. We started getting those in our department, and it's been a big benefit for us. And then now you have the evolution of tag readers and
Yeah.
surveillance cameras. Now, tag readers, there's a lot of controversy behind it, but a lot of the tag readers and everything that we use is for investigative purposes. Those are more for wanted persons, um, stolen vehicles, and things of that nature. It's not for insurance or anything like that. That's the purpose of us using our tag readers. Our body cameras has tremendously, it quells a lot of officer complaints by having those body cameras. Because some people was like, well, they said this and this and this, but according to body camera, the officer did not do all the stuff that they say they did. And it also it helps out for training, because if there is something that the officer did wrong, as far as something on a traffic stop or whatever, so it gives an opportunity to sit back and look at it and like, hey, look, you need to not do that. Uh, Remember to treat everybody as you want to be treated. So the technology we have today is trust me, it's so advanced now, and it's steadily something new coming out. Of course, like you were saying, drones. We don't have a drone, but we have access to get that drone. So just having that technology to assist us in whether it's a search and rescue, um, for that purpose, it's great. It's great.
Has it made the policing better, or has it made it worse, or due to, or might I say, from the citizens' perspective, when they say y'all have this and that, and it's not really great for the police department. Has any citizen had that conversation with y'all?
Not really. I think a lot of them that I've talked to, is good that they know we have body cameras. And it's policy that anytime any citizen transactions, traffic stops, we require officers to have those body cameras going. I think they appreciate it more because of the accountability. And I, we hold ourselves accountable for anything that we do. And we hold ourselves at a higher standard than anybody else. So yes, it's been a real good thing for us. So I haven't really heard anything as far as complaints of us having that technology. So all they keep saying is keep doing what you're doing.
That technology is better for the community.
It's way better for the community. It really is.
Do you believe there are areas where police and training could be improved?
Absolutely. I believe that they should have more funding for police officers in general to have training.
Hmm.
Because one, training, every officer wants to train, but as you know and I know, depending on what type of training you want,
Mm-hmm.
it can play a part in the can you go to that training because of money.
A big
So
thing.
budgeting that, because different from 14 years ago, you go to this training, your registration fee may have been $200. Well, there's some good training out there that they have, but they want $900 or a thousand
It's going up.
dollars. It's going up.
It's
So,
going up.
when
Yeah.
I first came in as a police officer, I think to send an officer to basic police academy was $3,000. Well, that's went up to $4,000 now. So, and of course, when that goes up, equipment goes up. But you're gonna have to pay more for training now. But yeah, it just comes with the times. But there are free training out there. There's free training out there that's offered, and you try to get that officer out there to get that training, and then you have to look at scheduling. So you make sure you don't have your shift short and everything with that. But yeah, training is the biggest thing. And so what we try to do is try to do more in-house training. A lot of our guys, some of our guys here are instructors.
Mm.
So we have a guy that's our DUI officer. He's certified to do standardized field sobriety training. He's able to do that in-house. So it doesn't cost the department money. I'm a taser instructor,
Mm.
so I'm one of the taser instructors, so I can sit here and train my guys on how to do taser here at the police department, and it doesn't cost us a dime. So it's little things of that we try to help out to mitigate some of those costs, those simple things. And then as far as firearms, like, we got 3 officers that's firearm instructors, so that helps us out. But as far as the other training, it does cost, but we fit it within our budget to where we can afford to send officers to these trainings and making sure they on top of it, because we are required to have at least 24 hours of continuing education by the state. So yeah, that's the most important thing is training. You never
Hmm.
can stop learning how to train.
Is your academics tough for the ones who want to become police officers in the city
Well,
of Byram?
not really. It's a lot of laws, a lot of a lot of laws that they teach at the academy. And like I said, I hadn't been to the academy in 14 years. But from what I've understand, we have just had 2 officers come from the academy, a police academy in Malota and Pearl. And the academics is key because you're understanding the laws on the state level and some of the federal level. So as far as tough, I would think it probably is tough, but I don't think it's as tough as it was when I went to criminal justice at Jackson State. It was tough. So but yeah, I think it's still that standard that you still have to score a certain minimum to qualify, and that's perfectly fine.
What about the physical training behind it? Because a
Physical,
lot of people have struggled through the physical training and
yes,
anything.
physical training is key. That's one of the biggest challenges. Also, a lot of people don't understand this job can be physically demanding.
Oh,
Wearing gear, getting in and out of a car, getting into a foot pursuit, being somewhere for hours upon time, whether it's working a wreck, working a crime scene. Um, so maintaining, not only you try to get in with your physical fitness, you got to maintain some type of level of physical fitness, and that's key. That's also plays key in the mental health and your physical health to maintain it. So you won't somewhere to get sick, you won't have continuing health problems. But it's a challenge. It can be a challenge, but the academy, it's purpose of them having 12 weeks of the academy. They're gonna work it. They're gonna work you.
so with this city being just touched the map, how has this department became successful, may I say, since the it's been built and since y'all start orchestrating
Mhm.
the police department within the city of Byram?
I think what really has been the success of this police department was, even though it's a small agency, it's recognized throughout the state. I think we were one very first ones within the metro area to be accredited through the state of Mississippi, and that was one of the standards that our previous chief and current chief fought for when they first started this department, and was to get that level and achieve something. And you have the challenges. Of course, you have the challenges of trying to maintain officers, because when it comes to pay and things of that nature, you have other agencies out there that's going to pay a little bit more here and there. But what made it successful is basically having the vision of those that were here. Like I said, our current chief, he has a vision of how he wants this department to run, and we all basically fall in line from the top down of maintaining what we were founded for, why we was what we was founded for, and just to continue what we're doing, maintaining the safety of the city. A lot of people need to realize, every agency, every city has their issues. For now, when it comes to crime, crime around here, fortunately, has not been a lot of violent crimes. I mean, 14 years, I think we've had 7 homicides. A lot of the crimes that we have are property crimes. We have a lot of property crimes, auto burglaries, auto thefts, and then too, what plays into that too is people don't lock their doors. So that's a big issue. We try to tell people, hey, lock your doors, okay?
People want to feel safe.
People want to feel safe. I mean, that's fine, but
they don't think none of them lock their doors.
They
They're
don't.
like they in a nice neighborhood, because I hear people all the time.
I don't understand that. It doesn't matter the neighborhood. You got to realize you can be in a nice neighborhood, a nice area, but you always got a criminal element out there looking for that. They would call them soft targets. They out there looking for soft targets. You leave your door unlocked. Are you gonna leave your house door open?
Windows open.
Windows open too.
Blinds open.
Treat your car the same way you treat your home. So I think that's been one of the challenges here in the city. But I think more and more people are starting to realize that, hey, we need to start locking our doors. But as far as crime itself, I can sit here and I do crime reports and everything, and a lot of things that I do see is basically a lot of people out of burgs not locking their doors. As far as violent crimes, it's very, very minimal, and we're fortunate for that.
So with all that being said, this is not a difficult job, but slightly difficult. Slightly difficult. So it's possible that you can become an officer, and it's slightly that you might have to rethink that, hey, I might need to go in there with a different approach.
Right.
Work out a little harder, study a little harder, because I plan on becoming an officer soon.
Okay.
When I lead a fire department, I plan on becoming an officer. That was always been a dream of mine. But like I said, whichever opportunity came first, I took it. But we have made it to the end of the video.
Okay.
You can tell the people anything you have coming up for yourself that you would like for them to hear.
Well, the only thing I really majorly got coming up within this year, of course, I told you I'm gonna be retiring from the military after 23 years service. I'll be retiring hopefully in September of this year from the military, the Mississippi Air National Guard. It's been the same unit I've been with for 23 years. I look forward to that. I just finished up an assignment in Washington, D.C. for the inauguration. That was my first time doing that, and I really enjoyed myself. We had a great group of guys from my unit, the other security forces unit, and also the Army National Guard MP units. So those are the things. It's one of the biggest things I'm looking forward to is retirement from the military. So other than that, just continue to keep in the city safe and continue to provide the best safety and the best service we can for our citizens of Byram.
Well, I thank you for coming on my channel.
All right, I appreciate you.